Thank you, Hema.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll take 1 minute and then you can go ahead.
Take your own time. Thank you. I'll go, madam. Okay.
May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. May Vedatriyam thrive for the benefit of the world and guide everyone. May the grace of our Guru, Sri Vedatri Maharishi, guide us. Dear friends, on this auspicious day, as we kickstart this wonderful event, the second couplet in Tirukural, in the Adhigaram Praise to God, comes to my mind. Katradhanalaya Payanankol Valarivan Natral Tolarenin. What is the use of learning if the good feet of the one with total consciousness is not worshipped? So we are in the field of spiritual practice and service, which means we need to practice this great saying first, which is we need to practice merging our mind with totality, elevate ourselves, and qualify ourselves. And in that qualification, we need to give back to the society, give back to this world, and inspire others to practice this as well, and bring about a change in the way the world operates, bring about harmony in this world, and thereby contribute to the vision of our spiritual father, which is to bring about individual and world peace. And this program is such an opportunity for us to elevate our mind and merge with totality. And the greatness of the silence program, this silence retreat that is going to be conducted for 3 days, is that it is organized by masters, by volunteers who serve on the field at the ground level. And it was initiated by our Assistant Professor Sanjeev and our respected Eastern Zone Coordinator Senthil Kumar. And they involved all our volunteers and masters, and they have organized a wonderful program. And I've seen the amount of preparations that have gone into this. I've seen how much work they put into this over the past few weeks, and with the goal of making sure all of us go through a blissful and wonderful experience. And I'm sure the blessings of our Guru is going to make this a wonderful program. So my heartiest wishes and congratulations to all of them. And my gratitude for the leadership of all our masters, specifically our Eastern Zone Coordinator, Assistant Professor Senthil Kumar, and Assistant Professor Sanjeev. And then we are going to have this program inaugurated and blessed by our Senior Professor Arulanandam, and with the contributions from many great senior professors and our own masters who are going to be leading and facilitating these various sessions and introspection programs. So I look, just like all of you are looking forward to it, I very much look forward to it. And I'm excited to be part of this and look forward to the bliss that we are all going to enjoy over the next 3 days. So without any ado, I'm going to turn this over back to Hema, who can kickstart this program. Thank you, Hema.
Thank you, Professor Murali Ayya. I will be inviting Senior Professor Arulanandam. Few words about him. Ayya has started his high practices in his very early stage. Ayya was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award by Lions Club International Chennai. Ayya has been rendered SKYUSA Services. A book on the great achievements of Vedatri Maharishi was written by Ayya, have released in both the languages English and Tamil. We'll be passing the session to Arulanandam Ayya to enlighten us on the topic importance of Mauna, the silence. Varga Valamudan Ayya, hearty welcome.
My dear friends, all of you be blessed by the divine. Now we are going to do Nityananda meditation with the kind guidance and blessings of our Guru. By way of preparation, invocation of God, God, the primordial state, transformed into the atoms or the life energy. The atoms combine to form different elements, which in turn combine to form the cosmic objects and the universe. This divine state, with its infinite consciousness, also manifested as senses between life and death. This consciousness also helps humans to lead a spiritual way of life. Let us realize this divine state, serve the world, and experience ecstasy. Invocation of Guru. My dear Guru, you showed me the way to control my thoughts and stay in peace. In that state, when the mind stays still, blissful experiences springs from there. As the end goal of many birds in this great world, you gave me a life of constant awareness. This is my happy news to you. Be blessed by the divine. Let us do Nadi Suddhi. Final chord clearance. Be blessed by the divine. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The divine energy descends upon us, and our body and soul are being purified and blessed. The divine energy descends upon us, and our body and soul are being purified and blessed. The divine energy descends upon us, and our body and soul are being purified and blessed. May the divine power protect us, guide us, and lead us day and night, at all times, at all places, and in all our activities. Salutation to Mother, salutation to Father, and salutation to our Guru Vedanta Maharishi. Now we are going to do Nityananda meditation. Now let us focus our mind at Mooladhara. Do Moola Bandha, and then inhale and visualize the energy, that is life energy, rising up from Mooladhara to Turiya along the spinal cord. Then exhale and visualize the energy flowing down from Turiya to all parts of the body, from the head to the feet. The flow of energy may be visualized in the form of a fountain where the water cascades down uniformly along all sides. Let the mind remain focused and travel with every breath. And breathing should be normal and the mind tranquil. Be blessed by the divine. Let us do this for a few minutes. Be blessed by the divine. Now we are doing the second phase. That is, now we need not do this inhaling, exhaling, and bringing the energy to the Turiya and spreading. We have already spread the life energy throughout the body. So they will be transformed into biomagnetism. We will have intensified biomagnetism in our body field. So it is enough if we just concentrate on the biomagnetic field. We feel as though the cells are now bathed in biomagnetism, strengthened. So let us turn the mind, focus in the biomagnetism of the whole body. Let us do it for a few minutes more. Be blessed by the divine. Now we conclude the meditation. By the grace of divine power, we will enjoy good health, long life, enough health, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. By the grace of divine power, we will enjoy good health, long life, enough health, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. By the grace of the divine power, we will enjoy good health, long life, enough health, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. Bless your life partner. Bless your children. Bless your brothers and sisters. Bless your close relatives and friends. Bless all those who are associated with your day-to-day activities. Bless the enemies or miscreants, if any, so that they may also change and lead a corrected life. Vedatriyam, propounded by our Guru Vedatri Maharishi, be blessed by the divine. The World Community Service Center, be blessed by the divine. The Temple of Consciousness at Alaya, be blessed by the divine. The Online Meditation Center, be blessed by the divine. All the temples of consciousness, SKYUSA and Sky meditation centers, especially all the Sky meditation centers in USA, be blessed by the divine. All the participants of this silent retreat and their family members, be blessed by the divine. May the people of the whole world be free from any virus or any other health problem and lead a healthy, happy, prosperous life. Today's Christmas Day, an auspicious day. May the people all over the world, in particular, people belonging to those who are celebrating Christmas, be blessed by the divine. Twofold moral culture. I in my life will not cause any sufferings to the body or mind of any person. I will strive to remove the miseries of others to the extent possible. I in my life will not cause any sufferings to the body or mind of any person. I will strive to remove the miseries of others to the extent possible. I in my life will not cause any sufferings to the body or mind of any person. I will strive to remove the miseries of others to the extent possible. World prayer. May the leaders of every nation intuitively attain divine realization. The boundaries of all nations guarded by a force common to every country. May all men live without rancor or fear, working for a living, all wars disappear. May the people all over the world find lasting peace which fills their mind. Rain blessing. May there be rainfall in adequate strength so that lakes, ponds, wells, and rivers are filled to the brim. May people live in prosperity through ennoblement of character. May there be rainfall in adequate strength so that lakes, ponds, wells, and rivers are filled to the brim. May people live in prosperity through ennoblement of character. May there be rainfall in adequate strength so that lakes, ponds, wells, and rivers are filled to the brim. May people live in prosperity through ennoblement of character. May peace prevail in us. May peace prevail around us. May peace prevail all over the world. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you all. be blessed by the divine. My dear friends, now we continue our contemplation on the importance of this silence as described by our Guru, Tattvajnani Vedatri Maharishi. First of all, let all of us thank the organizers, in particular, WCAC USA coordinator, Professor Murali, and WCAC USA East Zone coordinator, Assistant Professor Sendil Kumar, and the master in charge of Georgia Columbus Sky Meditation Center, Assistant Professor Sanjeev, and all other friends who have done devoted service, as pointed out by our Professor Murali, to make this program very useful for the benefit of the participants. I extend my hearty greetings and best wishes to all the participants who are able to find time to allot sufficient time for this my silence period. So I welcome you all, and I shall share our Maharishi's philosophy or Maharishi's view on the importance of this maunam or silence. According to our Guru, silence is the highest level of sky practice. He has also told that we cannot consider a meditation to be silence, because in any meditation, of course, every meditation has got its own benefits. In every meditation, we give command, that is, consciousness gives command to the mind. For example, when you do Turyatita, we start from Agna and Turya, Dvada Sangam, then sun, moon, sun, universal feed, absolute feeds, like that. So there is a disturbance to mind. The mind cannot be still. But in silence, mind should be continuously still. Mind should be merged with the totality. You know, the mind is nothing but the fractional consciousness or fraction of the totality. So a human mind endowed with the sixth sense has got tendency to go back to the origin, namely the totality, absolute space, or God. Our Guru used to tell an example. So how do you get rain? Because the sea water becomes vapor and gather as cloud, then we get rain. But what is the tendency of the rainwater? It will be simply going towards its origin, namely sea. That's what Maharishi has said. Similarly, our mind has got tendency, because of the sixth sense gifted by the God or nature or the Almighty, whether we know or not, the mind has a tendency to become total. It is a fraction. It must become total, and it must realize its origin, and it should merge with the origin, and it should also become static. Mind is a magnetic wave, but it should strip off the waveform and attain that static space form. That is the opinion or view of our Maharishi. For that, we have to understand how the mind is related to God. Just for information of people, our participants who might not have undergone Brahmajnana course, I shall briefly explain how Maharishi has provided the divine state explanation in Brahmajnana course. Let us imagine, actually it was actual, the entire universe was filled with space only, no universe, some millions of years ago. And according to our Guru's intuition, the totality or the absolute space by its self-surrounding pressure force fragmented into the tiniest particle, it is called dust particle. Then, of course, by association of millions of dust particles, the first energy particles was transformed, and all other, thus air, fire, water, or liquid or solid, were nothing but the association of the energy particle in different proportions. So just let us come straight away to our system. The same dust particle is functioning as life energy particle or life force particle in every living being. This life energy particle was pure because it is a fragment or fraction of the pure space. But by adding imprints, starting from the second, two sense living being, Maharishi says, one sense living being is plant. It has got no sin imprint. Actually, it is the food for all other living beings, either directly or indirectly. According to our Guru's research, starting from the two sense living being up to five sense, that is animals, they have got habit of eating the flesh of another living being. That is really sin, but not to all these living beings, because it's their way of life. They cannot produce food for themselves, so it is not sin for them. But as the first human being, whether a male or female, was evolved or transformed from two five sense animals. The same, all the imprints of the species which were eating other living beings were inherited by the first person. And it has been with us throughout generation after generation. It remains with every individual. So the same life force particle actually gathered the experience of all species, and then all the generations of our previous generations up to our parents. We have inherited the character of animals. Not only that, after transforming into man or human being, there are hundreds or thousands of thoughts coming in, and there are results of thoughts maybe pain or pleasure, they are also recorded and stored in genetic center. So our Maharishi says, whatever thought arises in your mind is nothing but the recollection of all the experiences of not only your parents and grandparents and generation of course, human beings, your forefathers, and also the experiences of animals. So thought is nothing but the recollection of what you have experienced. You means here soul. So we can say, especially in human being, the life energy particle or life energy, which is association of millions of life energy particles, is called soul. So unless we are able to erase all the imprints of a character of animals and gathered by generation of our forefathers also, you cannot keep the mind still. Maharishi says, why the thought arises? Because the imprints are coming again and again. So if you want to keep your mind still, and if you want to keep your mind merged with the totality, so you must convert the waveform of mind or wave activity of mind to static state. But human mind, of course, few thousand years back, some people were able to understand the existence of sixth sense, and with sixth sense we can reduce our frequency and erase all the imprints up to our own parents and make the soul pure. Then the consciousness or the character of the Almighty or God takes over mind. Your mind cannot function in waveform. It will be under the control of consciousness. So now, by our own experience, let us recollect what we experience by doing this meditation, Sky Yoga meditation. So when our human mind can function in three states. First is body conscious state. At this state, the mind will be functioning at a beta frequency, that's called 14 to 40 cycles per second. Of course, our Maharishi has done research and has simplified all the yoga system which prevailed up to last century or so, and made it so simple so that we can very easily bring the mind from body conscious state to energy conscious or soul conscious state. So in Ajna and Turiya, what are we doing in Ajna? We just bring the functioning of mind, which was at Mooladhara, to Ajna. As long as it is in Mooladhara, it will be earthbound. So it will be always in the beta, the body conscious state, and you cannot expect the mind to be to come to a calm state. That is why Maharishi has given us this very simple technique of bring the functioning of mind from Mooladhara to Ajna, and that is the center of our pituitary. This is a master gland of five senses. So we are able to bring the mind away from the influence of senses, and we are able to observe internally the life energy. Maybe 8 to 13, it may be 13, 12, 11, or up to 9, 10. But when you take the mind to Turiya, in Tamil Maharishi says, ஆழ்ந்து ஒடுங்கி துரியம் நிற்க முன்வைகள் போமை. Even in Ajna, there are 3 types of sin imprints, There as well as in genetic center. Third is the hereditary imprints in genetic center. So at Ajna itself, we are able to prevent akamya karma, imprint of akamya karma, because we are in soul conscious or energy conscious state. The frequency is less. So we are with awareness, we are able to prevent such activity, doing any activity which may bring harm to self or others. That is sin imprint. So it cannot be imprinted. At Turiya, our mind will be at say 9, 8, even 7, according to our Maharishi. It may even get a link with the universal field. So at that state, when the mind is working at the lower frequency, what all the imprints recorded in beta, they are only sin imprints. Generally, sin imprints are recorded only when the mind is in emotional mode, that is body conscious state. When we are able to keep the mind at Turiya or even Nityananda, of course I will tell you later, what happens is the mind loses its capacity to take shape and image of any object or any living being or any human being which was recorded in the beta frequency. It's quite natural. That is law of nature. So by that way, you are able to erase gradually the sin imprints recorded in the brain also. Maharishi also says, even at Turiya, actually the mind is the wave of consciousness. Whereas consciousness is part and parcel of God, Arive Devam. So you must have some clear idea about the relationship among God, consciousness, and mind. Because within a short period, I may not be able to explain all those things. But anyhow, you must understand one important fact that in our life energy particle, just I will explain within a few minutes, we know just as dust particle is a fraction of God or fraction of particle space, the life energy particle is also a fraction of God. So it contains God within it. So just imagine a circle. Actually, it is in a global shape because the all-round pressure, however tiniest it may be, according to Maharishi, it is in a global shape. Every energy particle is in a global shape, rotating about itself because of the pressure all around by the space within our body. If we take a cross section, we can have a circle. Within the circle, the center will be God or total space. The periphery is Vagam, it is rotation with high speed. The center of the life force particle is space, static state. And one more thing we can recollect, what you have learned in Brahmanyana course, that space has got 4 characteristics. Of course, plenum, that is nature. Then we got power, that is consciousness and force. Force and consciousness and time. Force, consciousness and time. But according to our Maharishi, the consciousness is able to dominate or control the force as well as time. Both are dependent on the consciousness. That's why Maharishi says consciousness is God. Now, you just imagine that circle. There are three phenomena. Outer is energy. It is rotating high speed. Middle is static, God. And where is the consciousness? The seat of consciousness is space only. But Maharishi also has stated that consciousness is the functioning state of the Almighty or God. Whenever necessary, it will project as mind. That also I will explain. So we have got the biomagnetic field. Biomagnetic is nothing but a combination of the space in our body and the wave from the life energy particle. Gradually, a friction takes place and the biomagnetism is generated. So biomagnetism, we can simply say space plus life energy particle, you can say. So within the life energy particle, that we got static state or God, consciousness is within it. When the biomagnetism is transformed as pressure, sound, light, etc., through respective senses, the center of the life energy particle or the biomagnetism is able to feel the conversion or transformation as pain or pleasure according to the situation, we can say. According to the, suppose we utilize a sense like eyes. There's a limit up to which you can use eyes. You can afford to spend the biomagnetism through eyes. There's a limit. If it crosses the limit, you feel pain. Similarly, there is a minimum critical level that should be available within our body, that is biomagnetism, to maintain the autonomous nervous system. If it goes down, that also gives pain. According to our Guru, the pain and pleasure sensations are felt by the consciousness. At that time, the consciousness itself functions as mind. So, of course, it is enough for now, for the time being. So we can just inwardly, we can visualize within the life. And that is why in our prayer for Guru also, we say the God within the life force. There are so many poems like that. How the God is within our life force. Because life force itself is a fraction, God is within it. And the correct, namely consciousness, actually emerges as mind. So mind, consciousness, God, all are same in the origin, but have got different functioning. So when the frequency of mind is reduced, the mind becomes consciousness. According to our Guru, at Turiya, the mind becomes consciousness itself. Only up to Ajna, we can just visualize the rotation of life energy. At Turiya, the Nilai Nilai, it almost merges with the consciousness, but it remains as a shadow. When you go to universal field and static field, beyond the universe surrounding it, the mind is there, but the consciousness takes over. And consciousness being a fraction of the totality, it is able to expand. It is nothing but God. So, to the whole entire universe and beyond that universe, it merges with the totality. space, absolute space. When the consciousness merges with the absolute space, naturally the mind also merges, and the life energy or soul, which contains the consciousness as well as mind, also merges with the totality or God space. So all the imprints accrued through generations are dissolved when we do Turiyatit meditation. Of course, we got so many other ways like erasing of imprints and all that. So, of course, before conclusion, I wish to tell you that by doing meditation, we are able to achieve this, but how long we remain? That is the question. That's what Maharishi says. We may remain for a few minutes only, but just imagine, now we are going to experience it during the 3 days. If we are able to keep the mind still, even for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just imagine what will be the experience and what will be the status of our own body. With that, I will conclude. When you just imagine that life energy particle, when the frequency is reduced to lower level, subtler and subtler, the center of the life energy, namely space, expands. So, for example, at Turiya, it may be alpha, lower level, 8, 9, 7, and 9 at 7. Then at universal field, we go to theta, 4 to 7, at the static space. With the static space, the mind has got frequency of delta 1 to 3. When the mind is functioning at delta, what will happen to our physical system? Every energy particle functioning in our body has 90% static space, say about 10% only moving. That is why there is big integration among the cells. The space will be becoming less and less, and almost the magnetic field will be very much intensified. That is how our great saints like our Maharishi were able to attract many people for good purpose, for the welfare of the entire humanity. Even in a poem, Maharishi says, இறைவனை கண்டு கொண்டேன், அறிவாய் இறைவனை காண்டேன். Last stanza he says, உத்தம நண்பர்கள் உங்களுக்கு உரியது, முக்தர்கள் அறிவினில் முழுமையாக திகழ்வது, இத்தனை சிறப்போடும் எல்லோருக்குள்ள அமைந்த இறைவனை கண்டு கொண்டேன், அறிவாய் இறைவனை காண்கின்றேன். So Muktargal means, the best example is our own Guru. Those who have attained Mukti. Mukti means the maximum part of their soul is filled with static space. So our overall purpose of this silence retreat is to bring our mind to that level. So finally, on day-to-day basis, I will also share with you our Maharishi's poem in Makulamai, in the Marivarande. He says, அறிவிற்கு ஓய்வழி அதுவே உன் ஓய்வாகும், அறிவிற்கு ஓய்வினால் ஆற்றல் பெருகிடும், அறிவிற்கு அடித்தளம் அருள் நிலை வெளி தெய்வம், அறிவிற்கு வெளி நினைவு ஒன்றேதான் முழு ஓய்வு. So there is very deep meaning in it. Only during silence retreat, we are giving rest to consciousness or mind. So we give rest to body every day, but we don't give rest to mind. Even though we give rest during meditation, that's not very significant. So for a continuous period of a few hours, if we are able to keep the mind with the space, that's what Maharishi says. அறிவிற்கு ஓய்வினால் ஆற்றல். So you will have conservation of energy in our body. அறிவிற்கு அடித்தளம் அருள்நிலை, as I already told. Okay. We have come to the conclusion, of course. God is a mind, consciousness, God. So the base of the mind is consciousness as well as God. That's what Maharishi says. அறிவிற்கு அடித்தளம் அருள்நிலை வெளி தெய்வம். அறிவிற்கு வெளி நினைவு ஒன்றேதான் முழு ஓய்வு. When you are able to focus your mind on space, that will be the absolute rest for the mind. Anyhow, just try your best to attain that. And I'm with my hearty greetings to all the participants and my best wishes and regards to all the senior professors who are going to deliver lectures and the organizers, and my hearty thanks to organizers. I conclude my speech on importance of this silence retreat. Let each one of us be in this program as many number of hours as possible and derive benefits by the grace of Almighty and the kind blessings of our Guru. Thank you all. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் ஐயா. மிக்க நன்றி ஐயா. It is all blessed, our Ayya and his family, by the grace of divine power. Senior Professor Arulanandam Ayya and his family may enjoy good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, wisdom and peace. வாழ்க வளமுடன் ஐயா. For our next segment, let's welcome the Senior Professor Arunanandam Ellappan Ayya. Few words about Ayya. Ayya started practicing sky exercise in his very early age. He has been rendered as assistant professor, professor and senior key professor. Ayya also conducted sky courses in North Tamil Nadu and many sky centers. During Maharishi's days, performed sky services at Ayya. Ayya also rendered his services extensively at Seattle Sky Center and Bay Area Sky Centers. We'll be passing this session today. Our senior professor Arunanandam Ellappan Ayya. Hearty welcome Ayya. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். தேங்க்யூ. குருவே துணை. அங்கும் இங்கும் அலையாமே அருகே அமர்த்தி ஆனந்தம் இங்கே உள்ளது அரியன்றென் இதயம் தொட்ட சர்க்குருவே எங்கே எங்கே என்பவரை இருந்தபடியே இன்பமுற செங்கை காட்டி அழைக்கின்ற குருவே தவமே பணிகின்றேன். I salute one and all. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Let us start with Nadi Sutti Pranayama. Long deep breath. Slowly. Be blessed by the divine. Spinal cord clearance pranayama. Be blessed by the divine. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The divine energy descends upon us, and our body and soul are being purified and blessed. The divine energy descends upon us, and our body and soul are being purified and blessed. The divine energy descends upon us, and our body and soul are being purified and blessed. May the divine power protect us, guide us, and lead us day and night at all times, at all places, and in all our activities. Salutation to Mother. Salutations to Father. Salutations to our Guru Vedatri Maharishi. Meditation, 9 center meditation. Start at Mooladhara Chakra. Let us feel the pressure, subtle pressure in Mooladhara. Swadhisthana Manipuraka. Naval Center. Anagadam Anahadam. Visukti. Visukti. Agna. Agna chakra. Duriyam. Duriyam. Dvadasangam. Moon. The sun. Universal field. Universal field. The pure space. Static state. Be blessed by the divine. Universal field. The sun. The moon. Dwadasangam. Duriyam. Be blessed by the divine. Spread the energy all over the body. May the body and soul be purified. Visualize the entire body. Auto suggestion. By the grace of the divine, we will enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. By the grace of the divine, we will enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. By the grace of the divine, we will enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. Let us bless. Vedatriyam propounded by our Maharishi வாழ்க வளமுடன். World Community Service Center வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed. Temple of Consciousness, be blessed by the divine. All sky trusts in USA, be blessed by the divine. May peace prevail within us. May peace prevail around us. May peace prevail all over the world. Peace, peace, peace. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Our senior professor and former General Secretary of WCSA has given well introduction for the 3 days retreat. I thank the senior professor who guided me from my beginning of the sky practices. I thank Murali Srinivasan, Sendil Kumar, and Sanjeev and other coordinators for having given me this opportunity of joining with you. Techniques of silence. Maunam, we say Maunam and as well as silence. We already had the experience of observing silence in our day-to-day life. Sometimes when we are concentrating on our work, deep thinking, planning something, when we are having some disputes with the family members, not in good mood, etc. In this time, we observe silence. That is not talking, but actually we are not in the state of silence. Only words are not coming from our mouth. This is not the silence taught by our Swamiji and spiritual silence. The spirituality silence is observed to purify ourselves. As our senior professor has said, our genetic center is contaminated by so many imprints by generation through generation to generation, even from the animalhood. So the genetic center is to be purified. For that purpose, we utilize this silence by doing introspection. The introspection is suggested by our Maharishi to neutralize our anger, neutralize desire, that is thought, desire, anger, worries, etc. We have to neutralize them, we have to elevate them from our genetic center. For that purpose, we practice silence. This is one part. That is by doing Durya meditation for 15 or 20 minutes, we set apart certain minutes or hours to introspect on a particular subject in a week. Or whenever we found time, weekly or fortnightly, that is our thoughts, desires, anger, worries, etc. And realization of self also. For that, we do the Durya meditation. We have to do this for some months, once in a week or fortnight. Then only the imprints in our genetic center will be purified. And also we are in our day-to-day life also, we are accumulating, knowingly or unknowingly, we are accumulating fresh imprints also in our genetic center. So we have to purify it. As Maharishi uses to say the example, we have to clean the utensils used for cooking daily. Like that, our genetic center has to be purified. So we have to introspect what we have done in this week or in this fortnight. How is our thoughts, desires, anger, and worries, etc. So we have to do this. We have to utilize this silence to introspect, to purify our genetic center. Apart from that, we have to observe silence, in deep silence, to realize the consciousness, to realize the Almighty, to realize whom we are. That is, whom am I? This is the ultimate aim of silence, to realize the Almighty. Our genetic center has to be purified. For that purpose, we are using silence for introspection. It is one part. Another part is, after doing these introspections for some months, we have to be in silence to realize the self, to realize the higher self. To attain this, to do this silence, no effort is needed. Without effort, we have to do this silence. In silence, we make generally so noise. Others will not hear. But while doing introspection also, plus or minus, negative thoughts, positive thoughts, these are also within ourselves, noise is created. This noise could not be heard by others, but we can hear it. But doing separate silence for realizing the self, We have to sit still, mouth closed, eyes closed. No effort. Simply, in Tamil, we used to use the word summa iru. Summa iru. Effortless, no effort. When we are sitting like this, when we are be in silent state, so many thoughts will start to arise. Our Swamiji used to say one example, in a bus stand, in our India, in our cities, if a bus is waiting, so many people will enter and get down. Some merchants, the vendors, small vendors will come, will enter and get down, all those things. Like that, when we are still in stillness, thoughts will arise. It will come to our mind. What we have to do? We should not go behind the thoughts. We should simply think or say ourselves, next. If a thought arises, we can say ourselves, next. The next thought will come. Say again, next. It will go away. Say again, next. Go away. So many thoughts may be coming one by one. If you are letting them go away, being in stillness, there will come a point, no thought at all. All the thoughts has gone away. We are still, emptiness. We can realize it. In this state, we will be still, summa iru, no thoughtless. We have to sin. We should not follow the thoughts. We not think about the thoughts. While doing introspection and that silence, we have to introspect. In this silence, to realize the self, to realize the higher self, to realize the Almighty. The first step is stillness. In the stillness, our consciousness will come subtle state. Consciousness, subconsciousness, super consciousness state, our mind will go. Mind is consciousness. It will have the link with the Almighty. In this state, we can have only one thought, who am I? Who am I? I am that. The answer will come immediately, simultaneously. The next moment, the answer will come, I am that. That is I am. I am that. We can enjoy this. When we enjoyed it, when we experienced it, whenever we have some time, even 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, we can be in the still state and we will be able to realize the super consciousness. We will be merged with the consciousness. We will be in that state. That is super consciousness, Almighty, God, whatever may be, the unified force, etc., etc. But for that, the stillness is necessary. Stillness, summa iru, asaivatru iru. That in Tamil, summa iru, asaivatru iru, manam asaivatru iru. This we can achieve when we have done the introspection stages of silence, the introspection in silence. That is the first stage. We have to do always weekly, fortnightly. And then this is another silence to realize the self. Stillness. We can realize the self. The purpose of silence, maunam. The next stage is, in Tamil we used to say monam. The Almighty, super conscious. We are not separate from it. We are that. I am that. That is I am. Nane adu, aduve nan. We can enjoy this. We can experience it in the silence. It is for that no effort is necessary. Be still, calm. That's only. We can do this for 1 hour, 2 hours, or half an hour, whatever may be the time. Let us do this also after completing the introspection silences only. As per the time allotted to me is already over. I conclude with this. I again thank one and all for having patiently heard my experiences. I thank one and all. I thank all the masters and our Swamiji who have guided me to uplift me. Thank you, one and all. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் ஐயா. மிக்க நன்றி ஐயா. It is all blessed. Our senior Professor Arulanandam Ayya and his family, by the grace of divine power, Senior Professor Arulanandam Ayya and his family may enjoy good health, long life, enough health, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.